First, with the opening of the bids for the final civil works project. So, for the first project, do we have a bidder? Single bidder. Okay. Mhm. For the project 26/00/26, we have a non bidder, also construction. Okay, so development construction, open, we now proceed with the examination of the documents. So, under the legal documents, we have the Fairchief's registration. So, platinum membership in it is valid until January 13, 2027. Next, the technical, we have the statement of all ongoing government and private contracts for government. One, between the Dpwh with amount of 52 million. And supporting documents, the NOAA, NTP, contract, and other supporting documents. Next, the statement of single largest completed contract. One, government, between the contractor in DPW with Mountain Province First DU. The amount of 23 million in supporting documents. Such the manual, contract, NTP, and certificates of acceptance completion. Next, the bid security. It's in form of a bid securing declaration notarized by Attorney Calabas. Next, the contractors organizational chart. Yes, sir. In the list of key personnel, the qualification data, the attachments, the profiles, the contractor's letter certificate, and then the key personal's affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. Pwede mo pa. Certificate of accreditations and trainings, licenses. Next, the list of contractors, major construction, laboratory equipment units for all various and release and under purpose agreement now. So log on with the task documents, pictures, and the actual sale, certificate of inspection, official receipts in certificate of registration issued by the Land Transportation o 26 malapit na. 26 malapit na. So since it is valid, so it's understood that the DTI means payment tax clearance, audited financial statements in TCAP license are valid. Payments are also attached. Image permit, tax clearance. Next, list of ongoing contracts for private, for government, there are two. Between Brgy and Benguet with the supporting documents, no NTP contracts. Next, the single largest complete contract for government, one between the contractor and the DPW, it's a car with an amount of 28 million. Supporting documents, certificate of acceptance, completion, ROA, contract agreement, NTP, and other supporting documents. But that's speak of license. Next, the bid security. And again, it is in the form of a bid security declaration notarized by Attorney Calpino. The project requirements, the organizational chart for the contract, the list of contractors' key personnel, the qualification data, personnel's profile, data of nominee, and then authorize certificate and commitment of the personnel authorized by the Secretary. Means license fees, certificate of trainings, accreditations. So next, list of contractors' major equipment units. So for all various and under list, three units or under purchase agreement, no, not applicable. With attached documents, deed of sale of motor vehicles, ORs and CRs, charge invoice, cash invoice. List of minimum testing materials. That's list. Next, contract of place of relevant construction equipment for the equipment and release. So for the 1 unit water truck, notarized lease agreement between the contractor in Michael Kibungan with supporting documents. Another agreement between the contractor William Go for 1 unit concrete batching plan. Notarized. Supporting documents. And another agreement for 1 unit joint zero machine. Then the contractor and Christine Cattubo. Supporting documents. And then certifications. Next, the omnibus road statement. Updated and notarized. The audited financial statement. ATR. Electronic transactions. Statement with management responsibilities for annual income tax return and financial statements. Comparative statement of financial condition. CY 25. Independent auditor's report. Next, the competition of NFCC representing 231.9 million. And then that's leasing documents. Next project. And 65031. Single or mirror. Solar mirror. Kapangan, Eduardo of the Developers Construction Service. Lead. Kung siya ako is building. Yes, the examination of the versions of the documents, the technical, okay, so technical proposal, check on my valid field jobs registration. Examine the full job registration. So attached here is the field jobs registration. It's a platinum membership, which is valid until October 25, 2026. So next is the DPI certificate. This is valid until April 26, 2028. And the mayor's permit, clearance, and then audited financial statement. This is the pickup license. So next is the list of all ongoing government and private contracts for government, none, for private, none. And next is the statement of single largest completed contracts. And for the government and private, none. Pickup license. Yeah, next is the pickup license. Valid until September 1, 2026. Then next is the bid security. It's in the form of bid securing declaration, notarized by Attorney Robles Calabias. Agreement. Here is agreement for 1 unit backhoe and 1 unit dump truck, which is in between the contractor in the Bado Latawan, and Latawan in the contractor, which is notarized by the same lawyer, Attorney Calabias, with the attachment certificate of availability of construction equipment. Another attachment to the list of contracts is that the seal of the unit in the wars and shares. Another lease agreement for 1 unit water truck in between the contractor and Jonathan D. Ang Gitay. This is notarized by the same lawyer, Tony Clavias, with the attached wars and Sierra. Another lease agreement for 1 unit wheel loader, 1 unit dump truck, 1 unit cargo truck, and 1 unit transit mixer. Which is in between contractor and Citas Latawan. The same, notarized by the same lawyer, Attorney Calabias. With attached different sales, equipment list, the wars in shares. And then the list of
laboratory equipment with that's ORs, sales invoice, I should say. And then that's omnibus sworn statement updated and notarized by the same lawyer, attorney Calabias. And the next is the computation of net financial contracting capacity amounting to 493,286,204.4. Pasok. That's all. Let's go check.
Next project. Certificate. Then diesel long weather again Kawan before the developers. So we continue verification of the documents, calculations of the required documents, starting from the valid pages registration.
Belgics registration, it's platinum membership. You must have that here is the details certificate, years permit, you have the tax clearance, and the opt for the financial statement, and then the pickup license. Then next is the list of all ongoing government private contracts for government and private, none. And next is this LCC, same for government and private, none. Then next is the bid security. It's in the form of bid securing declaration, notarized by Attorney Bsdeo. Next is the contractor's organizational chart for the contract. That here is the list of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract. Then the qualification of key personnel assigned to the contract. Here the contractor's letter certificate. Okay, publicity. The key personnel's affidavit, the commitment to work in the contract. It's notarized by Tony Calabias. Yeah, that's biodatas, licenses, and accreditation of the key personnels. And then next is the list of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to contract for own 9 units And under lease, we have 6 units, and under purchase agreements, none. Area attached TR, OR, equipment, and date of sales, another sales invoice, and affidavit of ownership on equipment for the batching plant. And for the lease agreement, we have here that's lease agreement for 1 unit backhoe, 1 unit coil loader, 1 unit transit mixer, which is in between the contractor and the visitas in Latawa, notarized by Attorney Calabias. It attached deed of absolute seal for the unit in shares in OR. Another lease agreement for 1 unit dump truck. It's in between Geraldo Dadong Jr. and the contractor. Again, notarized by the same lawyer. With the attached OR and share. Another lease agreement for 1 water truck in between the contractor and Tudor Sinaki. Again, notarized by the same lawyer on Calabias. With attached share in OR. Open deed, so we will go directly to the bid security, which in the form of bid securing the declaration, notarized by Attorney Rublas Calabias. Next is the contractors organizational chart for the contract. And in the list of contractors, key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their qualification ETA, contractor's letter certificate of procuring entity. Next is the in between the contractor and Felicitas Latawan for 1 unit, 2 units dump truck, and 1 unit transit mixer. Notarized by the same lawyer. Here that's share in OR, the equipment. Another lease agreement for 1 unit drop side truck and between the contractor and Benjamin Uluan Jr. Notarized by the same lawyer. With the attached TR in OR to you. And then the list of laboratory equipment with the attached sales invoice. And the next is the omnibus sworn statement updated and notarized by Attorney Calabias. Then we have here the audited financial statement. Next is the NFCC amounting to 493 million. Project
Okay, so pass the technical proposals, so we now open the respective finance proposals. So you now open the final proposal of the project 25. I think this is anything. And so result of the profile processing, all the contractors of course the government eligibility. So for the financial component, the bid of wholesale construction took place, bid for the summary of bid prices, bid of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices for the cost of materials, equipment rentals, and labor rates. In the cash flow and payment is scheduled by quarter, representing the calendar days. Right. That's just so let's now examine the bid offer. And the amount is 9,088,907 pesos and 10 centavos. Discount none. So 9,088,907.10. So variance is negative 0.5% in loan bidders for wholesale construction as the lowest bid, subject to further bid evaluation and post verification. So next, the Cattubo construction. Is for the financial proposal of Cattubo construction with the financial documents with the table of contents, bid form, summary of the bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, the summary for the cost of materials, labor, equipment rentals, and then the cash flow by quarter, with 172 calendar days. Us? Okay, so let's take a look at the bid offer. The amount is 17,795,262 pesos. 17,795,262.00. Discount not applicable. Variance negative 11%, 0.1,
And
0.11. Again, loan bidder, so backlog in construction, that's the lowest bid, subject to further bid evaluation in post qualification. Next project, 31,026 PM0031. Main documents, so that's the table of contents, the bid form, summary of the bid prices, the quantities. Detailed estimate. Next, unit prices of labor, materials, and equipment, and the cash flow by quarter, represented in the summary with prices with 57 calendar days. Ayun. Okay, so let's examine the bid offer. And the amount of bid is 4,948,059 pesos and 68 centavos. 4,948,059.68 with no discount offer. Variance is negative 0.04%. So, loan bidder, Latawan Eduardo Apo. Deliveries, developers, as the needs bid subject to further bid evaluation post qualification. Next project, 10-6 field, P0033. Bid for summary of bid price, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, prices for the cost of labor, materials, and equipment rentals, and cash flow by quarter, with 81 calendar days. Okay, so cash, So the amount of bid is 4,948,153 pesos and 67 centavos. 4,948,153.67. Variance is again negative 0.04%. Loan leaders or Natawan Construction as the lowest bid subject to further bid evaluation and cost qualifications. And then last project in 6 p.m. 0035. Project they bid for the summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, rated estimate, six for labor, materials and equipment, rentals, transport by partners, the 54 calendar days.
Tally.
Yes, the bid offer amount is 4,947,482 pesos in 9 centavos. 4,947,482.09 with no discount offer. Variance negative 0.05%. Loan leader, so again, Eduardo Zatawan, ah, Lin, Zatawan, Eduardo, up to developers. As the lowest bid subject for further bid evaluation and post qualification. Okay, so we are done with the civil works project. So let's continue with the opening of proposals for goods and services. So we have here RFQ for our procurement of parts of heavy equipment parts. This is for procurement of the delivery of parts for heavy equipment. It says via direct contracting since supplier is the only supplier can provide our need. So we will now open the envelope from Civic Merchandising Incorporation. Usually attach a fuel, the meals permit issued by the city of Quezon City. We have the Securities and Exchange Commission registration, increments, income tax returns, BIS certificates, certificate of Belgium's registration, platinum, valid until March 18, 2027. Service statements, report of independent certified public accountants, auditors, statements, zero 2024, 2025. The secretary certificate, certification that from the Volvo that considered is the explosive distributor. And then the omnibus sword statements dated and notarized by Attorney Lachita. Implied from the financial component. For the station, the amount is 3,300,000 with a 100 days delivery period, 90 days warranty, and 60 days price validity. Okay, so 3.3 versus 3.4. So variance is negative 2.94%. So very good. Very contrasted. Next, for the page 26 Dpwh-Bsdeo road safety devices. Plastic barriers. James, they cover the fuel and the business registration, DPI certificate, use permit, should be the city of Baguio, valid until December 31, 2026. All of e-payments with the PIR, the ITR, ATR, auditor's report, comparative statement, financial position, and auditor's report, certificate age of registration, valid until June 18, 2027. Valid na rin. Next, omnibus song statement updated, notarized by Attorney Bontoc. You have the brochures, attached brochures. So, the total amount is 1,100,000 with the delivery period of 30 calendar days, warranty 3 months, in price validity 60 calendar days. So, yeah, receive loan supplier for this supplies. So, the variance is negative 0.58. Then the last goods and services. Okay, so same supplier for this contract ID number 26 GPF 0009 009 dalawang zero. And, that's RFQ, DPI certificate, mayor's permit, issued by the city of Baguio, proof of e-payments with the Bureau of Internal Revenue, that's annual income tax returns, independent auditor's report, statements of financial condition, comparison, cash flows, statement of management's responsibility for financial performance in annual income tax return. Same certificate of registration. Valid is June 18, 2027. Should valid. Next, the omnibus on statement, notarized by same lawyer, acquitted. Tax clearance, brochures and pictures of the supply we delivered. Planning. The delivery period is 30 calendar days. Warranty 3 months. Price validity is 60 days. In the quoted amount is 1,890,000. This is for the asphalt cement and penetration rate. So variance is 1,890,000. 890, yan. Sige, tama. Yan, 0.0. So, that's a variance of negative 2.33%. Okay. So, we're done with our activity for today. Procurement of 5 civil works and 3 goods and services. Any announcements from the secretary? The procurement activities will be having opening on the 29th of June for 5 civil works. So, okay, so again, it's a reminder to us for our jury duty. Second, for this week, we will be having ready contracts for 5 civil works on Wednesday, June 24. Wednesday for 5 civil works. 5 civil works, okay. That
Mr. Chair, since there are no more matters to be discussed, I move that this current activity be adjourned.